guys talked about getting off medications. You just talk about pain medication or all of the medications together because, you know, the issues with the nerve damage and mental stuff and with the TBI. I mean, is it total no medications? Because I hate being on, you know, 25 pills a day, you know. And
that's a great question. I'm going to tell you this. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, but you know, my advice is to seek alternatives. You know, natural care. Now, unfortunately, there was a friend of ours that he was suicidal. He called us, and I put him in touch with a chiropractor in his area. And they started him on an herbal supplement program that they've designed to help with PTSD symptoms and help put the body back in a relaxed state, you know, kind of in a normal state. Now, unfortunately, he took that as, oh, well, I'm going to get off my meds. Well, he went and dumped all of his meds, and it spiraled him even further into depression and down the rabbit hole. And, you know, we almost lost him, but, I mean, seriously, you know, and this is what I'm going to say. It's not that all medications are bad. Obviously, we have a community of healthcare professionals, and I say that all the time. I couldn't have gone through the things that I went through without our medical doctors. But now that I'm out here living, you know, and trying to get away from the pain medications, yes, I still deal with pain. I try to do the over-the-counter pain relievers instead of opioids. You know, I mean, just because I have a neck ache doesn't necessarily mean that I need to take a methadone. You know, I mean, but some of us get caught in that cycle of feeling like we need those medications. And then what I've found is those medications really aren't designed to fix you. It's just more of a, you know, to get by. Now, how long do you need to get by on these medications that are, in the long run, draining you? I made choices in my life. I'm encouraging it, but you have to go with what you're comfortable with. You have to go with what's comfortable in your life. I can tell you this, it's changed my life. It's changed my health to live a natural life, and I have found those alternatives. My injuries are, you know, what they are. We can't go around comparing injuries, but again, you have to go with what you're comfortable with.
You know, just like Shiloh said, I love chiropractic because it eases a lot of the pressure where my nerves or my muscles are pulling to one side or the other. And with some of the medication, I kind of looked at my life as a whole and I found a trade-off. Because with some of my medication, I felt absolutely no pain. I didn't feel anything else either. So I have a beautiful 13-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son and a wife that, I mean, I'm blessed to have. So I found that I got to that point where I was like, okay, I'm going to choose to live with some pain so that I can be fully cognizant and fully aware and be alive and enjoy my family than to not have any pain and just sit around with my tongue hanging out. So I'm in pain as I'm talking to you right now. I'll take an ibuprofen. Will it fix it? No. And it does get pretty old dealing with chronic nerve pain and other types of chronic pain and not fully eradicating it. But I'm alive. And it helps me to be more alive to do that. But when I took my path with the medication, my doctor was more or less aware of my intentions and kind of offered me some advice. So, I mean, it is possible. And there are times where you're in pain as you're talking and as you're walking and as you're sitting down, as you're doing anything. And you just get to that point where, okay, I need to be alive and enjoy my family and allow them to enjoy me instead of feeling no pain and just being here, because that's not fair to anybody.
And then they went through a period where they were changing up providers and they kind of lost my prescription for a little bit. So I had no choice but to get off of it. So when they picked me back up, I was like, no, I detoxed, I'm good. And so I renegotiated my prescription. So now I'm on like 3, but I have migraines several times a week. So it's the same thing. I can either have no pain and just not really be here, or I can be in some pain and know what's going on and be able to interact with everyone. So it's a trade-off.